If you can make yourself irreplaceable to a college that you feel is irreplaceable to you, then you're golden.
Don't need a lot of friends, don't need a few real people.
Hey guys, it's Crystal back at it again with another video, and today I'm going to be walking you through my college admissions journey and how and why I chose Columbia. As I mentioned before in other videos, I applied early decision to Columbia and got in, thank the stars, but I haven't really gone into depth about that whole process before. So in this video, I'm going to really be getting real with you guys about how I knew Columbia was right for me, and be sure to stay tuned until the end of the video because I'll be giving you guys all my top tips and tricks for picking the college that's right for you. But before I get into it, be sure to go check out my last video because I just got back from visiting my sister at Haverford College and I filmed my first ever vlog while I was there. So if you guys want to really follow along with my whole journey from the very beginning, you should definitely go check that out. And while you're there, be sure to follow me on all my social media and subscribe to my channel and hit that notifications bell to make sure that you're notified every time I post. And don't forget about my ongoing giveaway either. Details are in the description, but the gist of it is every 30 subscribers, I send someone a free essay critique. All that you have to do is be subscribed to my channel, write I entered down in the comments below, and I will hopefully be able to send you a free essay critique. When I found out about Columbia for the first time, I was actually in this place where I was really frustrated with all the other colleges that I had looked at so far. I felt like there was just nowhere that could support all my interests and everything that I wanted to pursue. I knew that I wanted to study creative writing, and it was so hard to find a college that actually had a major in creative writing as opposed to just a concentration or a minor. And then it was even harder to find a college that had a creative writing major and was really strong across the board in everything else I was interested in. My high school had a philosophy-based core program, and I knew that that was something that I was really interested in, and I was actually a peer tutor and a teaching associate for some of those courses and others at my old high school, and I actually still tutor kids in those subjects to this day. So I definitely knew that a core program was something that was really important and interesting to me, but until Columbia, I didn't know of any school where I could continue those studies. Now, obviously, Columbia is all about their core program, and that was really exciting to me because I really liked both what they were teaching and also the kind of shared community that arises out of that sort of experience. And complaining about it all the time. So when I was in 8th grade, I went on my very first college campus tour, which was at Johns Hopkins. My sister and me going to college had always been really important in my family, and it was on my mind as long as I can remember because I was that weirdo who actually liked school. And I was really lucky to have parents who supported that, which is why we started touring so young. It was a beautiful misty morning, and mainly what I remember about the college is that it was so green everywhere. And also, I saw students playing the college version of Quidditch for the first time, and I was like, oh my god, what is that? That's amazing. I have to get in on that stat. So yeah, I really liked Johns Hopkins, but I think because I was so young, I wasn't really ready to commit. I don't really remember feeling fireworks or anything like that, but yeah, just a really nice experience for my first tour. I do remember my mom being a little bit worried about Baltimore being the surrounding city because I was like 13. And even though I wasn't about to go to college right there and then, I think she still wasn't quite sold on the idea. But yeah, like I said, Johns Hopkins was a lovely, great experience for my first foray into the wide world of college admissions and applications. So from there, I actually held off a little bit on formal tours for a while because then I hit 9th grade and I started being eligible to go to Splash for a bunch of different colleges. Now, for those of you who might not have heard of Splash, it's this event that happens at a lot of different campuses across the country, like the Ivy League colleges, Stanford, MIT. So basically what happens is that 9th and 12th graders get to go to these colleges for either 1 or 2 days out of the weekend, usually in the spring or the fall, and all day long you attend classes that are taught by undergrad and grad students. Now, these classes can literally be on anything. Like, you have all your standard nerdy fare, lots of advanced math and science. I once went to a Splash class on the physics behind why the sky is blue. Spoiler alert, it's actually purple. But then you also have classes in the arts and on all these super fun topics like ultimate frisbee and chocolate making. Oh yeah, there's always chocolate making. There are a ton of colleges that host Splash each year, and I would definitely encourage those of you who are in high school to check it out because A, it's fun, B, you get to learn a lot about topics that you never would have even thought to ask about, and C, it's a great way to learn about college campuses. Personally, I went to Splash at Princeton, Yale, MIT, and Columbia, because those were the ones that were physically closest to me. I actually went to MIT several times because I went to the Stanford University Online High School, and there was always a meetup at MIT Splash for us East Coasters, and we actually had our homecoming in one of the hotels near Cambridge each year, so that was a great time. I really got to learn a lot about MIT and its campus, and I had some pretty mixed feelings about it. I had some great associations just because of the experiences I had there, but at the same time, I felt like MIT's campus is industrial in a way that I didn't necessarily vibe with. Now, okay, before y'all call me out, yes, I did end up going with Columbia, which is also an urban school, but while Columbia has its own contained campus and it's got its whole little bubble thing going on, MIT is more spread out across Cambridge, and I just didn't really jive with that. Then I went to Princeton and Yale, and it was pretty much the exact opposite, because those two have some of the most castle-like campuses ever, with rolling fields of grass and stone architecture and just mwah. However, at the same time, I also kinda didn't vibe with that either. If MIT was too far on the industrial end of the spectrum, then Princeton, Yale, Harvard, all that kind of campus, they were actually too far on the idyllic end of the spectrum for me. This is not to roast or throw shade at any of these colleges. They're obviously all amazing places with great educations and incredible people. They just weren't for me. I did also end up going on formal tours for HYP as well, and I ended up feeling pretty much exactly the same way about all of them. And then the final tour that I went on was for the University of Pennsylvania. By that time, I was a junior in high school, and I had pretty much narrowed down everything that I wanted in college. Like I mentioned before, I was really looking for a strong creative writing program, and I really wanted that major as opposed to a minor or an English concentration, which is a lot harder to come by. I was also looking for a good orchestra, and especially great teachers for harpists, which once again can be pretty difficult to find just because the harp is such a rare instrument. Finally, I knew that I wanted to be within an hour from home, so that pretty much ruled out Harvard, Yale, and UPenn as it was from the get-go because I live in New Jersey, but I did decide to go toward UPenn anyway. And I actually really liked it. They do have a great creative writing program, but once again, they didn't have that major and that emphasis necessarily that I was looking for. I did like the campus though. Everyone seemed really friendly, all good things. I really have nothing bad to say about any of the colleges that I toured, just things that weren't right for me, you know? So then we get to Columbia. I had actually felt this special connection to Columbia from the first time I visited it, which was for Columbia Flash in either 9th or 10th grade. I want to say it was in 10th grade. When I walked through the gates, I saw all these people dancing on the steps of Butler Library, which is the really iconic building you'll see in most pictures of Columbia. There was music playing, and everyone was doing some kind of Indian dance out on the steps, Bhangra, I think, and then other people were studying on the grass or playing frisbee with their friends, and it was just this wave of community that I felt hit me like I hadn't at any other college. And this was early on a Saturday morning. So then I started looking into Columbia more seriously, which I hadn't done before, and I went on a formal tour and everything. And I learned that they actually do have a creative writing major like I was looking for. Some trivia for you guys. They're actually the only Ivy League school with their own creative writing major and its own department and everything, as opposed to just like a minor, like I said before. There are also a lot of really cool people who have gone to Columbia, and I really look up to a lot of them. Like, besides all the Nobel Prize winners, there's also like Timothée Chalamet, Jake Gyllenhaal, Alicia Keys, politicians like Beto O'Rourke, freaking Obama. They also have a combined program with the Juilliard School that you can apply to, and originally I was going to, but I did end up deciding not to. I knew that when I got to Columbia, I was going to be so busy with not only my studies and coursework, but also with running my school and academic consulting business, and something kind of just was going to have to give. However, I did go on the Columbia University Orchestra website for that year, and I saw that they did not have a harpist lined up for the year that I was going to apply. So, you know, I'm not one to waste an opportunity, so I really made sure to craft my application around being a harpist as well as a writer. Not that this was any stretch. I absolutely would have included all my performances and competitions and everything anyway, but I really made sure to tailor my application around highlighting all the places I had played in New York City specifically to really communicate to Columbia that they and NYC could really nurture me more than any other college or city. And in fact, that's probably the biggest tip I can give you guys right there. Honestly, it goes beyond fit or having a spike in one or two areas or any of those other current college admissions buzzwords that you guys probably hear all the time. What you have to do is show your dream school why they, and only they, can provide you with the support and environment that you need to develop your special interests and talents, and why you, and only you, can contribute that unique and specific skill set to their campus. And it can be a combination of skills that makes you so unique. Like, for me, I'm pretty sure that I was one of, if not the only applicant in my year who wanted to both take advantage of one of their really niche majors while also contributing to one of their flagship ensembles. And the reason I know that any of this mattered is because when I received the physical letter from Columbia saying that I got in, there was a handwritten note attached to it, and it was from the admissions officer for my geographical region, and she said that she couldn't wait to read my writing and hear me play the harp. These were the two things that I had really wanted to emphasize in my application for Columbia to know about, and they were the two things that she chose to hone in on to write about. And then I had made sure to also show Columbia in my application how they could even support my hobbies and non-competitive interests. Like, for example, they had the Columbia University Ballet Ensemble and the Columbia Ballet Collaborative, and I had played claret in my old dance troupe's version of the Nutcracker, that kind of thing. I go into more detail in my video series on how I got into Columbia, but that's the gist of it. If you can make yourself irreplaceable to a college that you feel is irreplaceable to you, then you're golden. So that's my college admission story. It was definitely a wild ride, and if there's any way I can help any of you guys with your own, please feel free to let me know. You can always get in touch with me at any of my social media or my email, and I'm always happy to talk with you guys about college apps and admissions. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. My goal is always to give you guys the kind of content I wished I had access to when I was in your shoes, and I love that we're building this little corner of the internet together. It's amazing to see the same people commenting on multiple videos and to get new subscribers and see new usernames in the comments, so you are all always welcome here, and I'm always open to any kinds of videos you guys would want me to make. Thank you so much for the support. Bye for now. But I haven't, going to college, when I found out I had played, so, so, so basically what happened